Yo, Sir Roger, answer the phone. So you see I just accepted your request. Hello, everybody that's in the, all right. My guy,
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. Oh, I see you got the MV shirt on. That boy always
Uh,
repping. So,
Absolutely, man.
yeah,
When you went on, let me
if you
check.
don't know, that's my, hold on, let me talk. I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. If y'all don't know, this is one of my best friends in the whole world. My best friend in the whole world. He's actually wearing my brand, Nelson Barque, clothing. But go ahead. So one of the things I want to do. So as we start bringing people on, this is the rules for ages and stages. All right. You come on. I'm gonna ask you your age, where you're from, and your relationship status. All right. So and your name. So your name, sir, for the audience.
All right. So my name is Rod Smith
All right,
from.
Ross Smith. How old are you, sir? Sir.
I just turned 47
Yeah, my
on
boy's birthday was on Sunday.
on 420. Turned 47. I'm
Uh-huh.
from Alabama, from the country town of Notasulga, Alabama. Nothing.
What? What the hell is that?
Well, first of all, it's not what the hell. Okay, I am from a rural area
Okay.
where I have some things that I like. I'm a country boy. I'm a country guy.
Yeah.
Raised in the country,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm from, Notasulga, Alabama.
Yeah. So my boy DJ, and he also DJs as well. But nah, my boy Sharajic is again. I we joke and play a lot, but this is one of my best friends in the
Right.
world. He's a country boy and proud of it. He loves being in the country and love being from the country. And then lastly, what is your relationship status, sir?
I am dating.
You're dating.
Yes,
Okay. All right. With intention, or you just trying
absolutely.
to get to know people,
Happy
or
birthday,
where are you at with it?
happy birthday, baby.
Say happy
I am.
birthday to you.
And no, no, she told me happy birthday, and I told her happy birthday, baby. I
Okay.
mean,
My bad, dog.
courting versus chasing.
All right, man.
It's
Let's
the
get into
topic.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what do you have? What do you have to offer to the conversation, or
Well, well,
questions, or
I,
what are your thoughts?
first of all, I want to commend you for getting back on because there was some things that you did in the show that was um, very commendable from a man standpoint, and the art of romantic dating is
Hmm.
something that I liked. I liked that. And what was the Ready to Love? I liked all of that
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
feel like I can uh, you know, uh, take part of those things that you did. And then the fact that you come back on, I want to commend you for that first.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, brother. I
Uh,
appreciate it, man.
you,
Just
you
trying to
stay
get back in my grind, in my mode.
well. To be honest with you, bro, happy birthday to me, sir. Whoever Benjamin Hicks. Yeah, it was my birthday on 420. Okay, and I just turned 47, and I had a party in the 47 state of Hunts Vegas, Alabama.
Yeah.
So it was 47.
If you didn't know, Huntsville or Hunts Vegas, Alabama, is where we went to college. This is one of my college friends, Alabama A&M University. Okay, so man, I appreciate you. And I just talked about my intention. Like I'm very intentional when it comes to dating. I try to be romantic and try to do all the things, and I listen to women. I do really try to listen and see like what they like in a man and what they look for. And then when you start doing those things and you're providing all those things, and you still are not getting the reciprocation, and that's what men need at the end of the day. And thank you for coming on here and kind of straightening me out with my thought process. I appreciate that, man. Because here's the thing: we know we have to be the hunter. We enjoy it, and I know that about you as well, right? But
Right.
men do need some words or signs of achievement or a pat on the back or affirmation and things like that. Because when we still just steady running, and hitting that brick wall, eventually we're going to keep hitting that brick wall. It's going to hurt. Then we're just going to turn around and we're not going to try to climb it or go through it anymore. But sometimes we try to force our way through it when that wall's not even meant for us, or
A,
what's on the other side of that wall's not even
a
meant for us.
few things that come to play. Rejection is a part of a man's nature,
Yeah,
but let me know you want to play. Because if you
right.
play, I want to play.
Right, exactly. And if you show me the things, then I'll do all the things. I will court you. I will do all the things. I will call you. How's your day? Send you flowers. Open doors. Send you the cash app when you need something. The whole thing. We can do the trip. The whole thing. And I enjoy those things.
Fact,
So
fact.
when a guy like myself and like you, what is a determining factor you look for when you decide, okay, I've had enough, this is not working, this is a chase versus a court? Because sometimes we can get those things confused. To me, I did this for 8 months. So again, to a phenomenal woman, I have nothing negative to say about, but I knew 2 months in, this woman really wasn't that into me. Was she entertaining me? Was she having fun with me? Did we have fun? Yeah, but I was in the friend zone. And I'm 47 years old. I don't need no more friends. I'm
Facts.
good. Like, I see her, I got nothing love for her. If I see it, boom, 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 cool. But so how do you feel when do you have that trigger to when you know?
I
Or have
do.
you
I
been in
do.
my position before?
I do. Yeah, I've been in that position before. So, when do you fold, and when do you, keep pursuing a female? It's all based on the actions. You was calling me consistently for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months, and then the level of consistency started going down. So something changed. Most
Mm.
females are not truthful about what really changed. Most men can handle the truth. Most
Right.
females cannot handle the truth. All right.
Mm.
So,
And I agree with that 1,000%. Me and you talk about that often. Again, we're taught to accept rejection. And again, to this lady's credit, that I'm talking about, she told me eventually at 8 months later, but she would entertain me. We would go out but it was never, you know, I ain't kissed this woman till the 7th month. Like I knew something right there. Like we can be slow
boy,
with the physical stuff.
boy,
Right. We could be slow with the physical, and I could be patient. And you know how I am. Like I've gone years on sabbatical. I've done
bang.
what's the word am I looking for?
No,
I
no.
went
Speak on that. No, 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 no. Let's just speak on that. Let's speak on the sabbatical part.
yeah.
That's one thing
Well,
that
what's the
I
word I'm looking for? I lost my train of thought. The where you're not having sex. It's what do you call it? Celibate. Celibate. I've done that to truly get to know a woman or women. I wanted to be celibate because I felt that if you jump into the physical too early, then that's all you have, right? There's nothing else because you don't get to know someone and get the core of them because the sex and the physical is good. But what happens when that slows down? Now I'm just sitting on the couch with somebody that I ain't got nothing to talk about with a remote control in my hand. Like, so to me, it's not worth it. I want to know and love you, the inner you. Of course, men, we're physical. I need to be attractive,
right.
but I've done that. Me and you were working at the same place when I was doing that. So all those things, it was like she was moving slow to be physical, but I was thinking more in the sexual realm. Cool, no problem. I respect all that. I've never pressed her on that. But then at the same time, I'm like, bruh, 7 months, 6, 7 months, I don't get a kiss? What am I doing? That's on me. That's my dumb ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? You better move around. Like, what are we doing? Like, and I'm guilty of that. And most times I know right when to turn it off and just move around. So, go ahead.
Okay. So, um, dating is a competition. So, if this young lady thought that you were going to sit around, not you as Rashid, but just a man, if a young lady thinks that you're going to sit around for 6 or 7 months and not have some form of intimacy, it doesn't necessarily have to be sex.
Yeah.
I don't think she really understands the type of dude that she's dealing with. That's why I say, show me that you want to play, and I will sit. I can wait for a woman who is showing me some type of intimacy. But dating is a competition. That's why consistency is so key. And I'm just gonna speak for me when you say chasing versus courting. I'm gonna be consistent every single day because the females that I've chosen to date, I already know that in the front, back, and side to side of my brain, that
Mm-hmm.
somebody else is on them too.
100%.
So the moment that I'm not consistent, somebody else gonna gain ahead of me. Dating is a competition when you're trying to choose that person to be your helpmate. So
And that's what we do. And that's what we do. Men right there, because we know this competitive, it's a competitive environment. And we like the competitive
oh,
nature
oh,
of it.
oh
That's kind of what gets us. We're men.
Yes, and competition brings out some of the best in your actions, because to be honest with you, it gets better here. If you allow me to give you my last name or be in a relationship with me, I'm gonna go to a phase to where, okay, boom, now we've kind of sort of got on Mario, we got past stage one.
Yeah,
So now in
yeah,
3 and 4, now we in 4, because 4 was the skip level. So now when we in 4, now you're starting to see, okay, this young lady have chosen Smith to be, what I'm saying, with. Now we kind of sort of grooving and cooking a little bit. But I'm still dating
yeah.
my lady.
Mhm.
That's not going to change, because just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that other people are still not trying to pursue her. But you're just trying to establish that foundation and keep going from there. And to be honest with you, she's probably gonna be my forever date, because I know just in all of our experiences that the more we date our woman, the good one, and that's a certain type of woman, then she's gonna be better. She's gonna be better for us.
Yeah, for sure. Um, but so when it comes to that, that's a good question that
Somebody has a
a
question.
viewer, Steve posed. Who sets the tone, the man or the woman? And that's very interesting because typically the aggressor sets the tone. And the reason why I say that is, my boy who's talking is we're former Division One athletes, right? And when you put on a full court press, what are you doing? You're trying to speed the other team up, right? Because you're trying to be the aggressor to speed them up to play your game. So most times, men, we have to play the aggressor, which is fine and set the tone. But and that's the aspect of the court versus chase. Then we have to understand, okay, when is it time to take the press off? And that's the thing when we get caught up in all the external parts of a woman. And mind you, this situation I'm talking about, I didn't really know this woman that well. And it wasn't that deep. We didn't get on a very, very deep level. I liked her enough, but then again, you start thinking about, okay, well, I haven't spent that much time. I'm really just chilling. I ain't doing much. I hadn't spent that much money. I hadn't invested that much time. So it's okay. So I'll just keep on going and playing the game, so to speak. But all this time, this is not the right person for you. This is not the right man or woman for you. And you have to have that type of discernment just to get off the hamster wheel. And there's nothing wrong with that person. And people are hard to, sometimes you said earlier, a lot of women don't think that we can take the truth or you have to sugarcoat some of those things. Sometimes I just need you to be like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. I like you, but not in that way. Respect, queen, no problem. I get it.
Yes.
Move around.
Buy out
And
early.
but again,
Buy out early.
right. But again, I want to say this. I want to make sure I say this. In no way that I felt led on. What happened is your ego gets in the way. The competitive nature gets combined with your ego, and now you have to win. It wasn't even about her anymore. So people that are listening, men or women, it's not about that person anymore. When you know that you're chasing and that person's running away, it's about you wanting to win. At the end of the day, you have to value your time and understand when it's time to buy out because time is valuable. In this big age that we're at, that's why we call it age of stages. This is a whole learning process
Fact.
because 6, 7, 8 months ago, I wouldn't have done this with a previous young lady. It was just something about this situation and the things that I wanted. And I was putting us married 20 years down the road in 3 dates. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of things. And then when you see that's not going to happen, now you're just trying to win to prove a point. So, but I thank you for that, for your perspective on that. Um, but then that's a very good point. You add value yourself because you deserve reciprocity as well. Absolutely.
Oh
So
yeah.
it has to be
Cold.
reciprocated. And then
Reciprocal.
that's when a man will continue to be all of the things and the aggressor for the woman that he wants, right? Because what we're talking about is let's keep it a buck. I'm talking about men that I know, love, and respect. That if you want to quote, high value and all that kind of stuff, I don't care what you do. But I know some real live, grown, achieving, successful ass men who are great fathers,
Mm.
great husbands, great men, work their ass off, value women and do all the things. And they need to understand that you're okay and you're just fine. There's someone out there for you. You don't have to force feed who you are and oversell yourself, because you are sufficient and equipped for the right person, right? And sometimes you have to do that to yourself. And you know all those things. Sometimes you have to tell yourself that. And I'm great to have that circle of men around me that are those type of men that hold themselves to a high value, and those men that go out here and take care of their business and handle it accordingly. I'm not talking about the men sitting on the couch playing the game, living off the government. I'm not talking about them kind of cats. Not no. or trying to come up on the neck. You know what I'm saying? These are valuable men that really take their lives seriously and take the woman that they want to be serious, and really out here truly either have and respect a helpmate or looking for one.
Facts. 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 Take the loss. Each one teach one.
Right.
One more thing.
No, we got the four. Go ahead.
Okay. You talked about gut and intuition. When and this ties into the hold and fold.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on when do you kind of sort of hold on as opposed to folding? Do you feel like that you've held on?
When you
because because you said that you saw the things early, but we all see things early, but they haven't been with you, or you haven't been with her. So y'all may see some things there, but heck, if that's the case, we all see
say hell.
Sir,
come on, man. I'm sorry, I forgot you're
calm down. Yeah. So the Rod Smith Roderick. So heck, we all gonna see things at the beginning or in the beginning stages, but does that mean necessarily to fold? So elaborate on some things that you would advise on when they try to hold.
So this is what I say. This is what happens, right? And this is what got me. You're trying to learn who this person is to see if they're of value for you. And then sometimes you get to this big age, you're trying to microwave the process, right? And that's unfortunately with social media that we're in this microwave type of society. We want it now, right? And I was guilty of that with this situation. I was trying to put the carpet. Let's get to know. Let me get all the layers. Let me hear all your crazy. You can hear all my crazy, and let's figure it out. So that's the thing where you kind of hold on a little while, because you're like, you know what? I'm doing this too fast. I'm moving too fast. And I know there's women that can identify with that too when they deal with the men asking, okay, where do you see yourself in 2 years? You want kids? You want to marry? Do you want to deal with? And I was doing the same thing just from a man's perspective, right? And so we even, me and this young lady even had a conversation. I acknowledged that, like, you know what? I think I'm moving a little too fast, because I felt the pull away. I felt it. And so I made that adjustment. And then I was willing to, now that I make that adjustment, so now I'm going to give it a couple more weeks and months, because I now have made the adjustment, right? So it's one of those things to whereas we have to slow down. We can't microwave it, but we still have to date with intention. So that's a fine line. It's a great question you asked, because you want to decide if this is someone that you want to pursue, because you don't want to waste time, right? But at the same time, you can't put it in a vacuum or microwave and get to all of the destination addiction instead of enjoying the journey. Absolutely. I love that. So that's what we can all be guilty of, and that's what I was guilty of in this situation. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, it does. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I move fast. I ain't slowing down for nothing. I got more good years behind me than ahead. And
here's the thing.
Well,
here's the thing. Hold on, let me stop you right there. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
You can go. That's fine if you're getting the reciprocity. If you're getting the reciprocation, then boom, go 100 miles an hour. That's fine. You're evenly yoked, and y'all are pulling in the same direction. Nothing wrong with that. Because we've heard of people getting married, love at first sight, getting married after a month, and they still together, right? So I'm saying you have to go as fast or as slow as the person that you're pursuing. Or if you're the pursued and you like this person, you got to match their energy because especially for men, we need to know we still okay. We understand we gotta step up to the plate, but you still have to try to give us that. See, we need it. All we need is a little crack to understand where we're at
Show
with
me you want to play, and I'm gonna play with you.
it. Yeah.
All right, that's what that come back. So if she's not giving me reciprocity, then she don't want to play. So
Right. And that's
now,
when you politely bow out. Thank you,
well,
ma'am, for
I'm not gonna bow out
going
yet.
with
Now I'm gonna spend some time with him because I actually have some numbers. So
me.
here's my deal. So what they just said,
Oh, you got numbers. Oh, yeah. So anything
yeah,
y'all know about
I
my
got
friend
numbers.
Sherrod
I'm
Smith,
I'm
he
finna
gonna
give
have
everybody
some
numbers.
numbers and standards.
All right, y'all, Rod Smith, Rod. I need y'all to, you know what I'm saying, understand it. Take this to everywhere. All right. So within 3 months, okay, that's my little chamber right there. Okay. If ain't nothing shaking within the 3 months, oh well, I just forget about it. If something is shaking though, a female to me is only going to show me their representative for 6 months.
Let me stop you right there. What does something shaking mean? Expound on that. If something you see something
Oh
shaking,
no, no.
that you
So
see like she's giving
whether
you
she
some
want to
action,
play,
she want to play.
yeah, if she
What does
want,
that look like?
if she want to play or not. So um, between 6 months and 9 months, I know if I want to pursue something more concrete with this young lady. Most females would not, in my opinion, would not. They can't really fake it that long. You're gonna really see. You're gonna see who they really want to be, or they aspire to be, or how they want the relationship or future marriage to be between 6 and 9 months. And now the thing that would uh, make me make an early exit within those 3 months is these two questions. Because I'm 47. Do you want kids? Because I can, as 47, I can dip all the way down to 32. All right, 32 to about 49. All right, I,
So,
I can dip. You
so
know
no
what
31, 32
I'm saying?
then.
Yeah, 32. 31.
I'm messing with you.
You
Go
know,
ahead.
I prefer 33, 34. But so between those 30 ages, do you want kids? If they want kids, I just go ahead and just end it right then and there.
Sure.
And I'm only ending it not necessarily because she want kids, because the quality of fatherhood at my age in this day and time won't necessarily be the best like I want it to be. All right.
Because
Then is she's gonna move? Is she's gonna be willing to move?
why?
Sir?
Because why? 'Cause you're a
Well,
country
because I'm
boy.
in the country.
You want to be
All
in the
right.
country.
I'm preparing
Now,
for my life in my 60s. Money is definitely of the essence. I want to be able to travel more. I'm not going to invest into all these material things. I want to invest into experiences.
mhm.
So I asked those two questions right off the rip within the first three to five conversations.
Yeah,
Uh, I asked those because now, okay, if you don't want no kids, now we can navigate a little bit. But now, if you be like, hey, do you want to have kids? Oh, I don't, I haven't really thought about that.
right.
Well, knowing what we know,
Yeah,
I need to know that
right.
right there.
Because I will say this though, on both sides of that, when men are dating and they see a woman that they want, fellas and men, we have to stand strong to our standards. I know one thing about Sharaja. He's going to stand to his standards because we'll see a woman that we want and they might ask us that same question. And then a lot of women here, oh, I'm open to it. That doesn't that doesn't mean that you want to have children. At the same time, those are very key points. I think everyone has to have a set of non-negotiables. And during the process, when I'm dating, even the story that I'm telling you, they got past those set of non-negotiables. We had that conversation. You know what I'm saying? And they know where I stand, and I want the same in return. So then at that point, boom, okay, cool. Yes, no, we can move this way, or we can just, keep it cordial and, turn the page and on to the next. Because at this big age, we don't have a whole lot of time. But once you get past those standards, then what? That's the next question of the ages in this, the courting versus the chasing. Because yes, you're right. We're gonna set the tone with all those things, and by setting the tone, I'm gonna try to for a young lady I'm pursuing, for them to understand this is a safe space, no judgment. I want you to be able to identify with how you feel and how I feel. And I'm going to start with that. That's things what I do oftentimes. I'm going to be the vulnerable one. So you can understand that I feel that I can be vulnerable with you. You can hear me, and then you can then reciprocate that because I've already shown you that I trust you by setting the tone. Now, okay, you start peel back in those layers of your traumas and things we've been through because we all got stuff. We all got shit, and we all have shit that we have to overcome that's still with us. And but maybe that's just 20% of your 80, of your 100. Maybe that's just 20% of your 100, and I can deal with that because I know you're not gonna become. You're not gonna come to me 100% whole. I'm not gonna come to you 100% whole. Have it all figured out.
All right. So you asked what's next. All right. So I got three things. The
Mhm.
80-20. I look at the 80-20 like this. I have to be able to live with 20% of the things that I don't like. The other 80
Correct.
with that. So what's next? I think love languages is so important. So after we linked the love languages, I came up with my own set of 3 layers. Do I make you a better woman? Do you make me a better man? And is our relationship effortless? That means that how we mesh together. When all those things set together, we can move on to something good. But
Mhm.
what normally changes after country, uh, after all these things right here, after they all mesh, this is where the 6 to 9 months really rears its head at.
Yeah.
Once these things come, I'll see if you was really real about what you stated previously.
Mhm. Yes, for sure. And they're going to flesh themselves out. And then at that point, you have to decide what whether you're willing to stay on the hamster wheel. And that's not a negative thing. It's just you have to decide, okay, I've put in enough and I value this person enough to kind of wait to see what's going to happen in this time frame, to
Right.
see if my gut is right or wrong. And that's sometimes hard for people to discern. And so that's why the topic of the conversation tonight, because there's a fine line between doing that. At the end of the day, a person wants to feel some sort of reciprocation of the efforts that are being put forth because I or they are showing you that you are of value to them and they would like to see how far we can proceed. And if you're on the same page with me, then let's try to figure this thing out and see if we are aligned and can pull in the same direction. Because to your point, you're 47, we don't want to waste a ton of time, but at the same time, you can't do it all overnight. But if you have someone that's moving at the same speed as you can get to the destination at the same time, at the same pace.
Thanks. And to answer this question right here, what are my non-negotiables? Not believing in God is um, probably number one. Um, Another non-negotiable is not meeting my love languages because I give you my top 2 love languages is physical touch and quality time. So if physical touch is number 5 on the female's love languages, and they can't naturally give that, it's a deal breaker because
Yeah,
we
because it's
watching the
forced at
movies.
that point.
We watching the movies. Something from me is gonna be touching her.
Hmm.
It has to be an effortless connection right there because
Right.
you up in here talking about, oh, I don't really want it. Man, let's stop right now. Don't
Yeah.
even start. Like we just not gonna even go with it. All right. And this has to be you have to be honest with that. Those are my non-negotiables. The love languages have to and another one, and in an emotionally unstable woman.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
those are non-negotiables. I'm not dealing with that. Speak. Oh, okay. Thank you, Black Beauty. Ooh.
Right. So, and I'll answer that question as well. For me, um, non-negotiable for me would be obviously, not obviously, but I'll say this: you have to love children because I have a son
Okay.
who's. You don't have to want any. You don't have to want more, or if you don't have any, that's fine. But you're gonna have to love mine, um, for sure. And definitely a love of God. If you don't have that, we can't vibe. Um, Someone who is aspirational, um, um, and then I would say someone who's very open and okay with their feelings,
Mm.
and are able to compartmentalize those and not act off of emotion and let their emotions determine their decision
Mm.
making. Um, that's huge for me because so saying when logic is when emotions are high, logic is low.
Mm.
Um, so for me, when you're in an illogical standpoint, it's like it's hard to decipher who am I talking to right now? Am I talking to the logical person or the illogical person? And then we're all going to have our moments. But I've been through that in the past where the illogical side outweighed the logical person. And it's just hard for us to pull in the same direction and have the same type of ideology with that kind of stuff. And as far as my love languages are concerned, I'm definitely words of affirmation, physical touch, as well as quality time for myself, for sure.
All right. So Rashid, first of all, thank you for even accepting everything. I do got one important question for you, so I don't know if you want to answer this or not. Um, because I've seen you at certain stages um, in the show, which I absolutely loved. What are some things that you have learned from a relationship side that we as men need to work on? But within the past 5 years of everything that you've been dealing with, because you've said a lot of great things over the years. That's why when you said that you were going to kind of sort of come back with this thing, I'm telling you, it's only going to grow from here because you have so much to really speak about, especially from an accountability standpoint. So, what are some
Yeah.
things that you see that men need to work on, or what do we fall short at?
Well, one, definitely accountability. Um, and that's that's because a buzzword these days, and it's learned behavior. But especially, I can speak from an athletic and competitive standpoint. That's why I value sports and competition so much because in the game of basketball, which I played and coached, you're in between those lines. You can say the coach didn't do this, the ref didn't call this, da 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 da. But you turned the damn ball over 3 times. You shot an air ball. You missed this layup. You did that, sir. And you're on that stage. You can't hide, right? You can't hide. And the tape never lies, right?
Right.
So for me, it's easier to be accountable because I've dealt with that my whole life. Now you struggle with that from time to time because you're trying to fit what you think the woman wants. And this is where it comes into, are you being authentically yourself or are you trying to fit into this mold of what this woman wants? So that's why when I date now, there's a couple things that I do not ask women. I don't ask them, what are you looking for in a man? Because the reason why is oftentimes, even not intentionally, it could be subconsciously. If some of those things she says is not me, I'm trying to make those me.
Be you. Yeah.
But that ain't truly who I am. I'm trying to get this woman, I'm trying to get the prize, right? Because women are indeed the prize, right?
None of that
But
facts.
we can't do that, huh?
None of that facts.
No, that is facts. Men are the
Enough
talent.
conversation.
That's another conversation because I'll tell you why. That's a whole other conversation. But women are the prize, but men are ultimately the talent.
Ooh,
100%. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you. I got a whole thing for that one. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother subject.
okay.
So, but anyway, with that being said, just be yourself and understand that it's all good. Like you are one of one. You are valuable, regardless of what they said, he said, she said. You're enough. You're good enough. You're still him. And I think men sometimes we get beat down from the negative things that we hear, and we think we need to be a certain thing, or we see stuff socially, television wise, and this, that, and the third. That this is what we need to be, this person, or uh, uh, to be identifiable or wanted from women, right? This is what we think we need to be. So, in a nutshell, to answer your question, we be accountable and just show up authentic, who we are. And sometimes we fall short. I fell short with that. And for me, it's kind of one of those things where you get put on this public platform. Not everybody, um, you know, has had that experience. You get lost in what you think people want to see from you when you understand that people fell in love with you just being yourself, right? So there's no need for you to change who you are. Understand that you're a great man, but you're just flawed and you're not perfect. And 80% of the men that I know that I respect, 80% of them is 1% of the world. It doesn't have nothing to do with your income.
Wow. Ooh. Hey.
Period.
How
And make it,
long we got? How long we got?
I man,
You know.
I'm having this conversation with my dog, man. We can keep talking. Um, I do want to, when I start doing these, I do want to open it up for anybody else who wants to jump in and has a comment or a question for me or anyone on the panel. So if you want, just press a request and I'll bring you in.
Yeah.
If not, I keep talking to you. I thank for everybody for hanging on. My guy Steve, that's a whole nother conversation. That's going to be the next subject because that's where I'm at with this.
Okay.
I like who like me, like who likes you, right? And I said earlier that reciprocated energy, like you said, you move fast. If you find somebody else who's moving fast at the same pace with you, hey, you 47, we 47. Move the hell on, move fast, move fast. But some people talk about that as a negative connotation. And I'm actually going to bring my homegirl on to discuss that topic with me because she's a friend of mine. She was on Ready to Love with me, and she actually said on the show, she's like, hell, I like who like me. And we start thinking about that. There's some different layers that you don't have to go through to get to the phase where you're trying to get to know somebody. Because I don't have to sell you on me anymore. We both already raised our hand and said, hey, we like each other. Now let's see where this shit goes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about it, man. I'm like, I'm still gonna do all the things. I'm still gonna court, but again, that's the reciprocity. Like I like who like me. And sometimes you feel that you can win somebody over, man or women. I'm gonna show this, or if ladies, I know y'all going through it too. Well, I'm gonna cook this meal for them. I'm gonna show this, or I'm gonna put the thing on him and do this and third. Let's go. If that man ain't feeling you like that, one thing about a man, I'll tell you. Yes, we love the physical, but that's not what keeps us,
Nope.
right? And the
Nope.
way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Half of that is true, but half of that's a whole bunch of bullshit. It's right up here. It's a good point. It's right there. If you do that and we understand that you are peace and you're a helpmate for us,
Come on with it.
we'll be like that little puppy who got out the fence. He's gonna know how to get right back to the house, right? That's what I think. You hear it all the time, but we're gonna have those conversations about that. I'm gonna bring on mental health professionals for men because I think we still need to have more dialogue about the mental health aspect of the things in life that we go through. The shortening the percentages of men, educated or well versed men, and with the dynamics on successful women out there, we're being outnumbered. Um, and then we think at the same time, men think we don't have to court anymore, and I don't like that. I talk to my sister, I talk to other women, men out here thinking they the prize, and think that the woman needs to be, chasing or pursuing them. It has to be a mutual, but a true alpha man stands in his alpha, and he sets the tone for the relationship. He's supposed to be the spiritual um, cornerstone. He's supposed to be the leader of the house, regardless of monetary value uh, in my eyes. Now, some people may disagree with that, but this is my channel, and we're going to talk about the stuff I want to talk about. But I want to hear other people's perspective on that, and I'm just going to bring on some cool people, man, have some cool
Yeah.
conversations.
somebody else want to get on now. So thank you for your time.
Okay, man.
Thank
All
you.
right. Appreciate it, man. Always good to talk to you. I gotta have you back, man. So Roger Smith, man, what's your Instagram handle?
It's
Is it
at Rod
already
Smith
on
Raw.
there? I don't know.
It's
Go
at
ahead.
Rod Smith Raw. You get the raw version of Sharodrick Smith.
All right. All right, cool. Hey, and let's talk about this real quick. You've also been a supporter of Sally's Boy. I want to talk about, I mentioned it earlier, but here's one of the sponsor for tonight. This is Sally's Boy natural products for men. And I think it's for both, actually. So this is Benjamin's Fresh and Clean Lotion. Guys,
Listen,
it smells amazing. You have your own.
smells great.
Yeah.
Smells great.
It's
So check
all
this.
natural,
I
organic.
got the lotion. I got his first bar soap. I got his second bar soap. And because of the points of the points that I've amassed in ordering, he sent me a sample of his new product that is coming out, a liquid soap. It has a lemon and another type of smell.
Yep.
So I have that, and then he has me another order coming. He just shipped it today. So that product feels so great. And if we understand economics, we have to support the people that's going to give back to our community. And that's one thing about Sally Boy's product. And the CEO, he gives back in so many ways. So I'm not going to the other store, by whoever. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to products of the people that's gonna support our community and support my cause. So it's just
Yeah,
like with Nelson
sure.
Barquet, when you hit the show, bro, because I think I probably own about 14 shirts,
Yeah.
couple exclusive long
Why you gotta
sleeve
say
back.
14 all the time? Tell the people why it's the
Well,
14 shirts. What are you?
first, second, third, and 14th of all, it probably is 14 shirts. Okay. All right. And then 14 because I represent for 587 Fraternity Incorporated.
All right, hang up. Boom.
See, that's the
Hey
problem right
man,
there. Don't be a
hey
hater
man, I
on your
love
life.
you to death. I love you to death. Thank you for joining, my brother.
Love you more,
I appreciate
bro.
you. And we're gonna bring on anybody else if they want to. If not, I'm gonna have some closing remarks. All right, Smith. Appreciate it, man. All right, get off.
Hey, I got. Oh, okay, my bad. Hey, hold on. Ooh.
I don't know how to do it yet. I don't know how to do it.
See, that's the problem.
I'm learning. I'm
Hey,
back. Right.
all you got to sell the car.
Say, man. Say, man. All right.
Hey,
Hold on.
H-Time.
Stupid. Okay. All right. So again, if you missed it earlier, our sponsor for tonight is Sally Boy's All Natural Skincare Products. I have it's you're gonna see them tagged on the Instagram post. I have the Benjamin's Fresh and Clean Lotion, right? All organic, black owned. This is my college teammate. The Fresh and Clean Soap Bar, right? It's Benjamin's Fresh and Clean Soap Bar. And for my brothers out here, this is the Black Honey Shave Bar. So I take this soap, lather it up, put it on the bald head, boom, 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 all organic. It exfoliates the skin as well, and then you shave. So I do know there's a coupon code if you use the Car God, GAWD. And also, Ben, if you're still on, I need you to add a coupon code Ages to Stages, please. So thank you for that. All right, so you're welcome. Okay, cool. So, all right. So, thanks everybody for joining. If anybody else wants to join, you can before we sign off. But again, next week, we'll be back. I'll come up with a new topic. We'll try to clean it up, some of the mistakes and whatever. But this is just organic, guys. I just want to jump back on here and see if we can start having some dope and interesting conversations. It's not always going to be PC. I want to ruffle some feathers, and I want my feathers ruffled as well. We're going to be respectful, but I think true relationships and conversations don't truly happen until there's some sort of conflict. So thank you guys for joining. Yes, Nelson Barquet is coming back. Um, I'm going to have shirts here in the near future. So stay tuned and be watching and looking out for Nelson Barquet clothing coming, and I'm gonna start. We're gonna start doing some Still Him apparel for all my men out there, just to be reaffirmed that you are still him. All right. So at the end of the day, I thank everybody. I wish you love and light. And at the end of the day, be you, because you. Wait, is that it? What? I just said this morning. I be just coming up with stuff just off the top of my head. Uh, what was it this morning? I posted it. Can't even remember because it just comes to me organically. Uh, uh, what is it? What did I say? Oh, the real you is dope. Peace. See y'all next week.